Welcome, LoveUS romantics, to a tale that will set your hearts ablaze and keep you on the edge of your seats. At LoveUS, we're all about stories that ignite passion, unravel mysteries, and sweep you into worlds where love is as dangerous as it is irresistible. The Masquerade Affair is our gift to you, a steamy, suspenseful journey through the glittering canals of Venice, where masks hide secrets, and every touch could be a trap. Join Sofia and Matteo as they dance between desire and danger, their chemistry as explosive as the threats chasing them. Buckle up, LoveUS fans, for a bold romance and heart-pounding suspense. Sofia adjusted the crimson velvet mask over her eyes, its gold filigree glinting under the chandeliers of Palazzo Dandolo. Venice's Carnevale pulsed around her, silks swirling, laughter rising, crystal glasses clinking in the opulent ballroom. As a reclusive painter, Sofia rarely ventured into such extravagance, but the mysterious invitation slipped under her studio door, unsigned and enigmatic, had drawn her here. Her emerald gown clung to her curves, catching eyes, but she felt exposed, vulnerable to the crowd's curiosity. Across the room she saw him, Matteo, his black mask, sharp and predatory, framed eyes that burned with intensity, pinning her in place. He leaned against a marble pillar, his tailored suit accentuating his lean, powerful frame. Their gazes locked, silencing the chaos around them. He crossed the ballroom with a predator's grace, stopping inches from her. "You look like you're hiding something," he said, his voice low, laced with an Italian accent that sent a shiver down her spine. "And you look like you're searching for it," Sofia replied, her lips curving into a challenge. He offered his hand. "Dance with me." It wasn't a question. Her pulse raced as their fingers intertwined, the contact electric. The orchestra swelled and they moved as one, bodies brushing, his hand firm on her waist. Each step felt like a dare, his breath grazing her ear as he whispered, "Who are you behind that mask?" "Sofia," she said softly, the music swallowing her words. "And you?" "Matteo." His smile was sharp, fleeting. For tonight, at least. The dance ended, but their connection lingered. He led her to a balcony overlooking the Grand Canal, moonlight shimmering on the water. They stood close, the air thick with unspoken promises. His fingers brushed her wrist, lingering, heat seeping through her glove. "Why did you come tonight?" he asked. "An invitation," she said, showing him the embossed card. "No name, no explanation." "You?" His eyes darkened. "The same." Suspicion sparked, but so did desire. A shout from the ballroom shattered the moment. Masked figures darted through the crowd, pursued by men in dark suits. Matteo tensed, gripping her hand. "We should go," he said urgently. "Why?" Sofia demanded, heart pounding. He didn't answer, pulling her to a side door. The night was unraveling, and she was already too deep. They slipped through the palazzo's narrow corridors, the sounds of pursuit echoing. Sofia's heels clicked on ancient stone, her breath ragged. "Matteo, what's happening?" she demanded, yanking her hand free. "Trust me, Sofia. Please," he said, his eyes wild behind the mask. She didn't know him, but his raw plea tethered her to him. They emerged into a moonlit courtyard where a gondola waited, its gondolier cloaked in shadow. Matteo helped her in, his hands steady despite the chaos. As they glided into the canal, the shouts faded, replaced by the lapping of water. "Who are they?" she asked, voice trembling. "People who want something I have," he said cryptically. He removed his mask, revealing a face both beautiful and dangerous. High cheekbones, a sharp jaw, eyes heavy with secrets. "I didn't mean to drag you into this." Then why did I get that invitation? She pressed, showing the card again. He pulled an identical one from his pocket. I don't know, but we're connected now. The gondola docked in a quiet alley. Matteo led her to a hidden apartment, its walls lined with art, masterpieces that shouldn't exist outside museums. Sofia's painter's eye caught a Caravaggio, its shadows haunting in the dim light. You're a thief, she said, not a question. In among other things, he admitted. Stepping closer, he lifted her mask gently, his gaze roaming her face, hungry, reverent. Her breath hitched. You don't know me. I want to. His voice was a caress, and his lips found hers, urgent, consuming. The kiss was a storm, her hands tangling in his hair as he pressed her against the wall, bodies melding. The world narrowed to his taste, his heat, the danger pulsing between them. A crash downstairs broke the spell. Matteo cursed, pulling back. They found us. Matteo grabbed a duffel bag, revealing forged documents and a sleek pistol. Sofia's heart raced. Who are you, really? She demanded. No time, he said, tossing her a cloak. Stay close. They fled through Venice's maze-like alleys, the city a blur of moonlight and menace. Sofia's mind spun. Why was she running with him? Yet his kiss, his gaze kept her tethered. They ducked into a crumbling church, its stained glass casting fractured light. Matteo barred the door, breathing heavily. Talk, Sofia said, folding her arms, or I'm gone. He ran a hand through his dark hair. I'm a thief, yes, but I steal art to expose a network. Powerful people funding crimes with stolen masterpieces. That invitation was a trap, Sofia. They knew I'd be there. I don't know why you got one. Her stomach twisted. I'm nobody, just a painter. You're not nobody, he said, stepping closer. His fingers brushed her cheek, sparking heat. Your art, those bold strokes, the way you capture pain. I saw your painting at the Biennale. It stayed with me. Her cheeks flushed. No one had ever spoken of her work like that. So what now? He said, we find who sent those invitations, and we stay alive. Their refuge didn't last. A window shattered, a smoke grenade rolling in. Matteo grabbed her, diving behind a pew as gunfire erupted. He returned fire, his movements precise, lethal. Sofia felt alive, tethered to him in the chaos. They escaped through a crypt, emerging canal side where a speedboat waited. As they sped through the lagoon, Matteo's hand found hers. He promised to keep her safe. She wanted to believe him, but the danger and their heat was growing. The safe house, a villa on Burano, hid behind colorful facades, its steel shutters and surveillance betraying its true purpose. Inside, Matteo shed his jacket, revealing a body honed by survival. Sofia's eyes lingered on the taut lines of his shoulders, the way his shirt clung to his chest. She shook off the distraction, focusing on the monitors showing empty streets. Who's after you? She asked, sitting on a worn leather couch. A syndicate, Matteo said, pouring 2 glasses of wine. He handed her one, their fingers brushing, a spark igniting. They call themselves the Order. They use art as currency for weapons, drugs, worse. I've been stealing their pieces, leaking their deals to Interpol. And me? She asked, sipping the wine, its warmth spreading through her. Your invitation's a mystery, he said, sitting close, their thighs touching. But I'm glad you're here. Her pulse quickened. Why? He leaned in, his breath warm against her neck. Because you make this worth fighting for. Their lips met again, slower this time, savoring. His hand slid up her back, pulling her closer, her fingers tracing the hard planes of his chest. The world fell away, leaving only the heat of their bodies, the soft moan escaping her lips. But a beep from the monitors snapped them back. A shadow moved outside. Matteo grabbed his gun, motioning for silence. "Stay here." "No," Sofia whispered fiercely. "I'm not helpless." He nodded, a flicker of respect in his eyes. They crept to the window, spotting figures circling the villa. Matteo's hand tightened on hers. "We need to move. Now."
They escaped through a hidden tunnel, emerging on a neighboring island. Matteo's contact, a grizzled smuggler named Carlo, waited with a boat. "You're late," Carlo growled, eyeing Sofia suspiciously. "She's with me," Matteo said, his tone final. The boat ride was tense, Sofia's mind racing. Why was she involved? Her paintings were personal, not political. Yet Matteo's faith in her, his touch, made her want to see this through. Carlo docked near a warehouse in Masquerade. Inside, crates of art loomed, Rembrandts, Monets, all stolen. Matteo's jaw tightened. This is their hub. Before they could investigate, Carlo turned, gun raised. "You shouldn't have brought her, Matteo." Sofia froze. Matteo stepped in front of her, voice calm. "You're working for them." "You're a liability," Carlo spat. "Both of you." Matteo moved like lightning, disarming Carlo with a swift strike. But more men emerged, guns drawn. Sofia grabbed a crowbar, swinging it at an attacker, adrenaline surging. Matteo fought beside her, their movements synchronized, a deadly dance. They escaped, but Carlo's betrayal cut deep. In a safe house attic, Matteo cleaned a cut on Sofia's arm, his touch gentle. "I'm sorry," he said. "I should have protected you better." She cupped his face, pulling him into a kiss, fierce and desperate. "We protect each other." Their lovemaking was raw, urgent, a release of fear and desire. As they lay tangled in sheets, Sofia whispered, "Why me?" Matteo traced her jaw. "Your paintings, one of them depicts a lost Titian, a piece the Order's obsessed with. I think they believe you know where it is." Sofia's blood ran cold. Her latest work, inspired by a dream, had uncanny details. Was it coincidence? Or something more? They traced the invitations to a Venetian art dealer, Signora Vespera, whose gallery hid order operations. Posing as buyers, they infiltrated her masquerade auction, masks back in place. Sofia's heart pounded as they mingled, Matteo's hand on her lower back, grounding her. Vespera, a sharp-eyed woman in silver, recognized Sofia. "Your Titian-inspired piece," she purred. "It's caused a stir." Sofia played along, heart racing. "Just a dream I painted." Vespera's smile didn't reach her eyes. "Dreams can be dangerous." The auction began, but Matteo slipped away, planting bugs. Sofia distracted Vespera, her charm masking her nerves. When Matteo returned, he whispered, "We've got what we need." They fled as Vespera's guards gave chase. In a hidden gondola, Matteo played the recordings. Vespera discussing the Titian, believing Sofia's painting held a map to its location. "They think you're key," Matteo said. Sofia's mind reeled. Her dreams had always felt vivid, but this? "I don't know anything," she insisted. "Then we make them think you do," Matteo said, eyes blazing. "We end this." Using Sofia's painting as bait, they lured the Order to a derelict palazzo. Matteo rigged traps, while Sofia prepared a fake map, her artist's hands steady, despite her fear. As the Order arrived, led by Vespera, the tension was palpable. "You're clever," Vespera said, gun trained on Sofia.
but naive. Matteo sprang from the shadows, disarming her. Chaos erupted. Gunfire, shouts, traps triggered. Sofia fought beside him, their bond unbreakable. They subdued Vespera, exposing her network to Interpol via Matteo's contacts. As dawn broke, the palazzo smoldered. Matteo pulled Sofia close, their masks gone, hearts bare. "You're extraordinary," he said, kissing her deeply, the world fading. "I'm still figuring you out," she teased, breathless. "Take your time," he murmured. "I'm not going anywhere." Sofia and Matteo vanished into Venice's mists, their love forged in danger, their future unwritten. For LoveUS fans, this is what we live for: passion that defies the odds, romance that burns through the darkest nights. Stay tuned for more stories that make your heart race and your soul sing.